Hello. Hello. Kimber's alumni. Yep. Yep. If you double tap YouTube's mini player, it'll make it bigger instead of full screen. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, like the mobile mini player. Okay. I think you can also pinch it to change the size of it as well, I think. How is my figurative sexual encounter with a thing called life? Dude, I'm so tired. I've been so tired this entire week. My brain is just being sucked out of all its juices, man. The weather has not helped. The weather has been absolute fucking dog shit, which has not helped with energy levels. But I am also just getting fucking drained daily, and not in a good way. It's a bit. Yeah. Oh boy. But I got enough stuff done this week that I was like, I can do a little short one just for Walpurgis. And then tomorrow we'll probably do some. At least on paper, we'll be doing Arknights. We'll see what it actually ends up being, but. I see your Noita gameplay is going well. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Project Moon Channel. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I haven't even watched the trailer, man. I have not watched the trailer. I haven't looked at the kits. Literally, all I've seen is the art and like a couple lines from the Uptie stories because they were funny. Your profile in the project. Oh, wait. What have you done with your profile? You're one of them, huh? Oh, right. Yeah. No, that's a good number. Yeah, that's 69 turns on railway. That's a good number. That's a good number. Also, Magical Goldon with In the Name of Creamer and Justice. Vineboom? My turn count on railway was 77, if I remember correctly, which is a nice number. 77. Such a scam of Noida that electricity does like 100 explosion damage and only 30 electricity damage. Okay, because I was gonna be like, if they don't have electricity damage, but okay, no. I mean, maybe it makes sense. You know, a violent amount of electricity does kind of sometimes just make you explode. I mean, I literally just a little bit before stream started, slow-mo guys posted a video of them putting hot dogs onto a radio tower because of like the really high electricity or whatever. And that shit was exploding, okay? Like, I would call those explosions. So, you know, maybe in a way it's accurate. Enough electricity is just kind of like exploding. I screened and I'm so mad to record my railway run because I unconsciously clear with 69 turns. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Without effort, specifically 69 turns is pretty good. Half of the spells explode. See, maybe spellcasting is just, you know, an explosive hobby. Noita's just aware of that, you know? Am I doing the I am doing it, aren't I? I don't know. I need to like rest my hands in some way. I ended up resting them like this. No, which is not even really resting them, but I have seen the Philippines has been getting fucking blasted up the ass by typhoons apparently. Which is not fantastic. I know multiple people in the Philippines and also like I interact with people from the Philippines all the time because some of my work, like real life work, is also like related to the Philippines. The company I work at has operations in the Philippines. They're probably not doing great. I'm not 100% actually. Maybe I haven't heard that they've like gone destroyed or anything, but they might have some issues. They might be rough right now. Can we have the music to go with the bows? The 25th one. What, this year or like? What's the time frame for the 25th one? What's going on in the Philippines? Who did you anger? Who did you anger? Why do you have 25 super typhoons in this year? Who has the Philippines angered? The strongest people, I thought they were. The Filipinos. By lore in Noita, fish are sinners. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. I don't know how, but it does. I don't know. It just makes sense to a Finnish guy like me. That just makes sense. I don't know. Okay. So it was storms. It wasn't fucking 25 super typhoons. Yeah, Europe is kind of chill. Like, almost to the level of boring. Like, we truly have no natural disasters. Like, we have natural events. None of them can really be called disasters. The worst you get is some trees fall over and maybe they hit a power line. If you're real unlucky. We ain't got shit here. Our storms are mild by global standards. No hurricanes, no typhoons. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have volcanoes. Okay, a couple places in the Mediterranean have volcanoes, but those have been dead for a long time. Okay, and I guess Iceland. Iceland's like the main place where sometimes shit goes wrong because one of the volcanoes explodes and then all air traffic in Europe has to stop because of the ash cloud. I'm aware, Xenesis. That's why I specifically would like to a Finnish guy like me make sense that fish are sinners. Would Europe lack natural disasters to make up in man-made ones? Oh, that's why. It's because of all the world wars. That's why we don't have natural disasters. Because we had 2 world wars. I guess Russia does sometimes get hit by asteroids, yeah. Or like meteorites. But like, that's kind of minor. Usually that's like a real quick one-time thing. Usually no one gets hit or anything, you know. No. It's a good thing that we don't have natural disasters. We don't have to spend energy and whatnot worrying about them. We can worry about other way more inane shit at times. Did you already add me? My friends list is full, probably. So I'd have to like empty some shit out and then like manually add you. That's a lot of work, I gotta say, man. One place where the rock there's eternally burning hole. Was that from a I know that in Russia somewhere, I believe, yes, there is an eternally burning hole of some kind. I'm not sure if it was started by a meteorite situation. Or if it was just like a mine or something, which is constantly releasing like methane or something, and it's just always on fire. Eternally burning. Yeah, the gas crater. Was that caused by a meteorite? And not just like man-made shenanigans? Try the Magic Bullet Otis and Don Sinclair's now a full burn team. No way. Actually, I wonder... Well, I mean, we'll check what I have left to shard once we get in. Should we start with the trailer, though? I accidentally started playing it. I have not watched the trailer or anything. We can... Oh my god, wait, I'm hidden. I'm hidden. Wait a minute. Oh. Chat is hidden as well. Why am I on this side? What was I doing? What the fuck were we doing last time? The hell? Confusion. Dude, it's been a week since I streamed, man. No. The power plant, I think, is a different thing. If you mean like Chernobyl or some shit. No, there's a crater that just constantly has gas in it, and it's also on fire. Anything else that's like weird and fucked up? Wait, is this actually still here? Oh, it is. At any time, I can pull up homeless Pearly. Peak. Okay, let's watch the trailer. Boop, boop. Limbus or company? Of course, you know, ruin the. Smoker, green smoker? Lamau weed? I knew the units because it was hard to avoid those, you know. Not watching the trailer for a week. The comments on librarians using a bunch of different techniques. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Nice stabs? He might be Pierce. I have a feeling he might be Pierce. Oh yeah, he don't have his leg. I forgot he has spiky leg. Oh, I guess follow up on stagger? Yo, look at him kicks. Oh yeah, these guys are just general reception, not even lore reception. What? Oh yeah. Encephalin event. Since we don't have a full event. Oh yeah, Geb! Gebbers! Gebbers. No way. Oh man, I haven't heard this in a while. Oh yeah, gambling. I didn't even make the red mist joke. I'm so brain drained. I heard something. Apparently this the Ishmael is funny somehow. Like kit wise. She do be gambling though. Except I look like Hanafuda or something. I think it is. It's probably not named that in Korean, but... Flower. Nice. Ooh, more? That's a... That might be a lot of coins. I didn't at all pay attention to what they were saying, but... Why do we get purple tier cameo because she's dimension hops from mirror worlds? True. Where is she? Where is she? Genjiro, yes. Funny card woman, indeed. Bro, I need to open the game. I don't even have it open. Dude, just hearing some ruin music every now and then. It's like, damn, ruin music though. Hearing that just like the like almost main theme kind of. Like the sort of basic Ruiner theme that you hear like so much as you're playing, as you're sitting there looking at your decks and whatnot. It's like, damn, Ruiner music though, huh? Five coin fall up every 3 turns. Okay, it's funny. My game is very small. It is not full screened. We shall do that. We should turn on audio as well. That's probably a good idea. I don't actually need my headphones for this, but... It's not full screen, Wait, it's still windowed. Why did you... There we go. What's it capturing? Oh, it should be capturing limbus. You get it? Oh, there it goes. There we go. Dozens of hours of the track, for real. Also, I did a little bit of, I did like real quick maths. You really don't have to do, if you do some daily, if you do like basic dailies and mirror dungeons, you don't need to do like, or you barely need to do any extra to get the Encephaline, if I remember correctly. Do you believe your luck is splitted if you play 2 or more gacha games? It might be. Like, no, not in reality, but we all know reality is fake, and really what matters is the feeling of the gamba. I just 150 mil, didn't really care. Well, I was like, I'll complete it, but then I was like, I wonder how close I get it by just doing my normal dailies and stuff. Because yeah, it was 150 modules. I counted if you use... You do 1 skip here and you would do 1 normal here. That's 7 modules a day for 14 days. Plus 18 modules 2 or 3 times for mirror dungeons. That like clears it already. So it's like, damn, we don't have to do much extra. Or like barely any. It's very much just like play the game normally. Science can't explain everything, like I have terrible rock and pulls. Exactly. Don't listen to science. Listen to your gambling instincts. You have 4 Geburas? Well, I have a habit of getting a lot of announcers on these ones. So... Also, there's a second, which is just like a rerun of previous Walpies with higher rates. Reminded of the time my friend did his pulls on the wrong fucking Walpy banner and didn't notice for 200 rolls. Crazy work by him. Yeah, no, you can clear it so quickly by just skipping XP Lux or something. You're like boop, 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 boop. So quickly. But also there's like no reason to clear it instantly, so like... Well, we have 49,000, almost 50,000 lunacy because we, you know, we're based collab skippers. 27 tickets. And a lot of boxes. Oh yeah, what can I shard? What do I have that I haven't sharded? Nothing. Never mind. Nothing. Nothing. I have sharded everything. Well, I've sharded every Walpy, that is. I'm gonna be able to shard a lot of stuff at the end of this season, man. That's a lot of boxes. And I don't have to use any on Walpy? My goodness. Okay, we'll do the rolling. Then we'll probably read... I think we'll probably just read the Uptie stories, and then I guess we'll check the kits and stuff. Use the Ishmael and Gregory going in and saw it. Fuck. Caught. Do not curse me with double pity, except the fucked up part is, I literally can just easily go to double pity and it won't even hurt me. That's the fucked up part. Anyway, shall we start with our tickets? First 10. Okay, looking fantastic. Great start. Fantastic minimum roll start. Wow. Okay, cool. Thank you. Fucking red bag, white bag. Almost another minimum. Not the best start we've ever had. Oh yeah, because now I don't get to use tickets since they're all singles. Okay. Okay then. Okay then. Surely it's glowing. It's glowing like a slight bit more, no? No, it's not. Never mind. They tried to fucking scam, but it's not scam. Never mind. Never mind, it's fucking Scamba of the worst kind. It's worse than normal Scamba. Fucking, I forgot that's the Walpurgis 00. That's why it wasn't green all the way. Brother. Fantastic. I forgot that that could be a thing. Like, indeed, if it's just green there, then it's, yeah. Ooh. Okay. In before fucking announcer dupe or some shit. Please. Oh my. The announcer that we did, that's the previous one. It's not even the new announcer. Not even the new one. Actual Scamba? Oh my god. Okay. Scam is crazy. Actually insane? Stop? Stop? Minimum? That's not green. That's not green. It's an ego. At least okay. At least it's an okay. So at least it's like a new ego. Is it trash? I believe. Wishing care? Like base file? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. At least it's one ego out of the pool. Sure. Oh my god. Oh, okay. There's like 100 or something. I swear to God, if it. I swear to God, if it's 2 announcers. Where, huh? Where? Oh, it was a 2 announcer and 2-star? What the fuck? That insane Scamba, you think you're getting 2 3-stars. And one of them is a 2-star. It's like, oh, it's fully green, it's 3 stars. Fucking bastards. And also announcer dupe. Not even the new one. Dude, they're fucking me. I'm hitting every off rate you can. Minimum. Bruh. Actual double pity fucking coming? Gold. Another ego? I guess we're just fucking collecting normal egos. What's it this time? Oh, hey, this one's good at least. This one's important if you want a tremor. That's a good ego. That's a good ego at least. At least it's a good ego. What are we at? 110. It's a fucking 2-star? It's a 2-star again? Fucking done again. I'm getting scampered of the highest degree. I swear to God, if it's another ego. I mean, I'd rather take an ego than an ID probably in this case, but... No, it's ID this time. We're gonna be a dupe. Not a dupe? Ooh. Fucking BL Yi-sang? I guess I'm one closer to BL team or some shit. Game is punishing you because you haven't done your discount single. With what? I don't have any. I don't have paid singles. I can't do it. I have 10. It's 13. I have 10. Where do I get 3 paid lunacy? Fucking pre-reg over award, brother. Buy lunacy. I have lunacy to buy. I have to buy like so much more. I don't know how I've ended up at 10. Like, how have I ended up specifically at 10? What did I buy so that I ended up at 10? When I buy paid lunacy to get the battle pass, you know, that comes in the exact amount you need for the battle pass. Can they give me 3 extra? Use the item? What? The one from Caron? Wait, that gives you paid? This gives you paid lunacy? It's free lunacy. What the fuck are you on about? 401 free lunacy. Purple. Why did you think this was paid? It's not. Paid lunacy is only if you give them money. No matter what. Well, I mean, what are we at? 130, we continue. We've gone absolutely fucking nothing so far. Not even the announcer. We've got 2 announcers, none of them were Geb. Oh, something finally. Finally something. Okay, okay. We have thus we have avoided the possibility of a double pity situation. Thank God. Actually saved. 60 more in theory. Actually took pity on me. Look, Greg is my guy. Another fucking gold though.
안녕하세요.
Rose
로자야.
Gamba. I think I can now do the Rose Spanner achievement in MD, I guess. Sure. So many golds. How many golds is that by now? Okay, when I was a... That's just a Greg. Actual off rates. Quite a few yellows though, yeah. And then a minimum. Apparently our rolls are either minimum, Walpy 2 stars, or gold. Almost minimum again. How many more? Is this 190? Oh, green! Green! If I get ish right before, you know, reaching pity anyway. Literally the only thing is the 1 green. Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, true. I still have Geb, I guess. It's Gregor again. Okay, it's the last 10 roll before Spark. It was just Gregor again. Never mind. Never mind. Surely we get Geb or Ishmael from this one, and then we can, you know. No. We can get almost minimum roll. Fucking double hongus. Cool, epic. Not my... Not my greatest set of Walpy pulls, at least in the sense of getting Walpy stuff. Apparently, yeah. Apparently that one dude, apparently the monster pulls I had like months ago are still affecting like my pulls everywhere else. Be insane enough to floor it for Geb? No, because I don't even use announcers. I don't even use announcers. I have so many announcers, I use none of them. So I can instead just, you know. Imagine I fucking clicked on the wrong one.
꽃으로도 때리지 말라. 던가요? 저희 집 꽃은 사람 패는데 이골이나 있는데 말이죠.
Look at this guy fucking yelling though. Look at this guy. Why are you so angry? He hates Gebura. I hate voice acting. Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah, I have a bunch because I got the fucking egos as well. Rock. No, true. It's okay. How fucked up is it that I had to use the gambling pity system to get the gambling woman? What's up with that? KGH? Huh? That's not very Ludo Kino of you, okay? You should give her in the gambling, not in the pity. Shaking my head. Okay, so what do either of them do? I guess we'll just go through these first, since they're here. I don't even have to level them up yet to see their full, you know, whatever. So he's a bleed tremor, clearly, with whatever open wound is. And all pierce. 1 haste. Gain poison power for bleed tremor, inflict bleed, inflict open wound, which is... Gain 1 bind next turn. I'm hiding. Okay, let me move myself for this, if we're reading this. Because all the text is on the fucking right side. Gain 1 bind at 2 stack, replaces effect with deep wound next turn. Cool. Oh, it has like a... Doesn't trigger defense skills and cannot gain ego research. Oh, is this like the little extra follow-up that he has? Enemy core is minus 1, deal 120 damage, gain 1 haste, inflict. Yeah, I think I'm assuming this is the like little follow-up he has. Maybe we should look at the passives first, actually. Unless we use the external effects, Night Owl Capitan Gregor's skill Mers can be used up to 2 times per turn. Okay, that's just okay. JoJo reference. Familia, that's the Siracusano reference. No way. I need to oil my mic stand. It's squeaking so much. This unit kills an enemy or breaks apart, gain 2 pierce power up. Base attack skills unit speed faster than the target, inflict defense power down. Attack attack using base attack skills. If the enemy core has use Mercy on target once per turn. Oh, okay, yeah, right. Okay. Right, that one, that's why the first. Okay, yeah. So yeah, stuff gets low, then he comes in and finishes it. Because there's only 1 surviving enemy after an attack. This passive also activates when the target is staggered. Interesting. Oh, that's fun. So yeah, you get to use it also on, like, you know, bosses and stuff. Whatever, it's just okay. Coin power +1 for every bleed tremor, inflict tremor and trigger tremor burst, and reduce target tremor. Oh gosh, win. Tremor can bleed, open wound. The enemy core has 20% or less, or has fatal wound, use Mers. So then you build open wound, which then builds deep wound. Which I can't get. Can I see the deep wound? There it is. On tremor burst, gain +1 bleed count. Can I gain open wound and focus encounters the part. Right. It's just, you know, it's just effect of deep wound. You can't get focused. So yeah, open wound when you have deep wound. Yeah, okay. Why is it written weird? Okay, stack -1 by next turn, reduce stack by 1. Okay. So then you stack. Then you have fatal wound, which is a different, separate thing. Okay, it's just a, you know, bigger deep wound. Target's deep wound. Oh, yeah, which one's? Oh yeah. This is the one that gets used. Deep wound activate night owls instead. Okay, it's the next one. Coin bar. Do tremor burst. Bleed, tremor. Open wound. Amplitude conversion to tremor hemorrhage. Was tremor hemorrhage already a thing, or is this new? Take loss damage. Who's gonna bleed counter hit by skills tremor burst? You know, it's bleed tremor. And corporeal. Ah, right. Yes. Tremor is reduce target's tremor. Target is staggered or has faithful wound, or if the enemy correctly use mercy. Then you also have this. Every haste on self and bind on target. Target shield with plus 30% damage. Every missing HP. Lower than 30%, deal more damage. If for tremor trigger tremor burst, unbreakable, bleed count, tremor count, amplitude conversion, tremor burst, bind, tremor burst. Oh, and converts target's deep wound into fatal wound next turn. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's the only way you get fatal wound is this enhanced S3. When did you use? Oh, it's a target that has deep wound. Okay, yeah. So it just automatically uses this if they have deep wound already, and then it just turns it into fatal wound. Okay, fair enough. Clash your ball guard. Okay. Increase the number of times mirrors can be used. To 2 per. Wasn't it already 2 per turn? I thought it was already 2 per turn. Huh? Huh? T1 haste. Can probably tremor. Right, up to 2 times per turn. Right, okay, yeah. So it's normally 1. It's normally 1. It can just be made up to 2 times per turn within his own kit. Okay, so I mean, bleed unit does some funny stuff, and obviously it has some tremor stuff or whatever. I have no idea if the numbers are make him any good. Like if he actually has enough stuff to him. And then Ishmael, then funny woman. We'll read the passives first. Koi. No, mine actually is Hanafura. I forgot this. Also, associate office is Ofi, huh? Actually, it's in fucking hiragana, koi. Actually, it's just Hanafura. Never mind. If this unit does not have bright, literally Akari, gain 0 bright potency and 3 bright count. Okay, gain 0 bright potency. Potency base 0 max 5, count base 3 max 3. Because you can gain potency, yeah, but funny way of wording it. Okay, one offense level up for every potency turn. It just turns out to lose 1 stack. Okay, so you just, you know, automatically always have like 3 count, essentially always. Well, not always, but you know. Doesn't have a suit in hand, gain a random suit that corresponds to base attack skill on this unit's leftmost skill slot. Skill 1 base power plus 2. 2 base power plus 1. Skill 3 base power plus 1. What else did they say? Equips and uses a Wrath, a base attack skill, or ego skill on its leftmost skill, so activate the forming hand effects on the quick buffers. Oh, wait, well, that's just, yeah. Uses a slot base attack skill, ego on its leftmost skill, so activate the forming hand. Okay, because it's this. No, never mind. It's a different passive. The forming a hand passive. Oh, but forming a hand effects of Koi passive. Okay. He can't read. Yeah. It's just extra text saying that, yeah, you get one of these. Base attack skill or an ego skill equipped on the left is equipped on its left arm skill, so activate the following ones per turn. Next turn, convert the hand on self to the one corresponding to the used skill's affinity. If the skill is either Sakura-sen or an ego skill, gain 1 bright potency. If the skill's affinity matches the affinity in the current hand's description, thus forming a hand, activate the following. Gain 1 bright. Form the hand last turn, this turn in succession, gain 1 bright potency. On hit with the said skill, trigger tremor burst and reduce target's tremor count. 30 bright gain 1 ego resource corresponding skills affinity. The skills end at 5 bright potency or at 0 bright count. Use Kozan. Or Kozan. Second the deck. On tails hit, heal 5 SP once per turn. Plus 10 damage against targets in either low morale or panic states. And then whatever the support is. Okay, so what are the skills actually? Click on it, please. Thank you. Tsurugiri. Sakura-sen is the one that I mentioned in passive. Makes sense. It's a breeze. S3. If there's a skill in the same skill with a different skill, discard that skill. Right, I mean, okay, right. So yeah, it's just like always trying to use essentially the same skill just over and over again. Going plan plus 1 tremor and sinking on target. Okay. Inflict plus 1 sinking count, inflict 1 sinking count, tremor. Going plan plus 1 for a inflict sinking, tremor, heal 5 SP. Plus 10 damage for every bright. If the other skill in the same skill is a different skill, discard that skill. Coin power plus 1 for every 6. Tremor plus sinking on target. Inflict tremor, inflict sinking, tremor, sinking. Target is either in amplitude conversion or amplitude entanglement. This coin deals plus 48% damage. Target isn't in amplitude conversion. Trigger amplitude conversion to tremor decay, which is... Oh, it's the defense level 1. Yeah, okay. And there's Kozan. Yeah, this was the whole thing in the passives where once you have a hand, then you use Kozan or whatever. Yeah, at the skill end, at 5 bright potency or at 0 bright count, use Kozan. Okay. Once you have like enough hand. Does not trigger defense skills and external effects cannot trigger the skill to be reused. Less than 3 bright potency, cancel the skill and gain 2 attack power up next turn. Okay. So you also need to have enough bright. 3 plus bright potency, gain the following effects based on potency. Per 1 potency, the skills plus 10 damage. At 4 plus potency, base power plus 1 to 5 potency. On hit with the final reuse coin. Trigger tremor burst 2 times, then reduce target's tremor count. Boost bright on self. Suit in this unit's hands a random suit that corresponds to one of this unit's base attack skills once per turn. Alright. Gain bright potency next turn equal to the number of coins that weren't used. Reuse this coin. Bright potency minus 1 times, 4 times max. Flick tremor, sinking defense. Oh, okay. Funny. So it's just use same skill many times back to back, get funny skill, do damage. And I guess yeah, match colors. Okay, also yeah, she has Wrath, Sloth, Gloom, and Envy. Oh, and then Defense is Pride. I didn't look at Defense yet. Also, I'll read you soon plus. Wait, just a second. Shuffle hands. Discard 2 skills of the lowest rank in all of this unit's slots once per turn. This skill is equipped on this unit's left from skill Scott. Random suit that corresponds to one of this unit's base attack skills. Once per turn, exclude the suit already in this unit's hand. Equip this chance to gain bright potency once per turn. Turn to unused coin power plus 1 for every. Okay, so just shuffles your hand. I'm an Ian player, which means I don't read. Can you tell me how the new limited Ismail looks? Like a few sentences. Yeah, match colors and then get funny attack. Oh, you can cheat color with ego, right? Yeah. Red, yellow, and like little egos as well, yeah. Yeah, if you don't happen to get indeed any of the right color, then yeah, egos indeed also. And I guess that would make indeed S1 like. Also, that and there's a decently rolling S1, I guess. Because obviously S1s, you know, you're gonna have a lot more S1s. This can be very funny in MD if you could just replace a bunch. And this obviously does shuffle. Like if you need to just shuffle your hands real quick, then this one obviously does. And it also discards skills. What was the thing where It's something about using Sakura. If the skill was either Sakura-sen or an ego skill, gain 1 bright. Oh yeah, also, yeah. Because, yeah, if you use egos, you also get more bright. Right, yeah. You do want to, like, have the correct ego colors to also just be able to get more bright. Yippers. And yeah, they very much these days make sure that stuff like Rusted Coin and whatnot don't get to re-trigger the extremely funny skills. Which is fair enough. I think that's fair of them. You can do that. She does seem to be funny. She's not gonna, by the way, not gonna work in win rate. Because win rate will constantly switch what it's gonna be using. Win rate, probably absolutely useless. But for other stuff. Anyways, where am I? What are the? Oh yeah, one of them is Sinking Tremor. One of them is Bleed Tremor, which is a little funny. I guess I can put them in my Tremor team as well. Just for fun. Yeah, exactly. Lord Honglu works with Rusty, and that's a little silly. It gets a little out of hand, you could say. Also, yeah, if you're win rating, it doesn't really matter as much, you know, in the first place, yes. It's true. I guess I'll level up. Where's Greg? Alright, let's just put her in. Where's Greg? Greg. I'm blind. Greg. That's not Greg. There. I have an actual Tremor Greg? No way. Well, I mean, well, you're right, because a fucking Tremor Greg doesn't even exist. I guess we'll up-tie and read a little bit, real quick. Little reads.
W사 시협회 소문대로 다양한 기술을 사용하는
Using all kinds of techniques. Indeed, they are. That's some
어떤
fatal blunt,
상대라도
though.
꾀뜰을 빈틈은 있기 마련이지.
The boss at the Thumb Summit, huh? Thanks for the warning. Carry to the grave even if we end up getting purged. Resting his gain in the skyscrapers outside the window. The child lit his cigar. Okay, and Carmen back. Want to watch his mouth since the Thumb Couple would be attending the summit. Yet he's finally done it. Couldn't have been more spectacular fail, too. Syndicates that swarm into a collapsed wing all have similar interests. Lay claim to at least one of the many alleyways of the back streets and keep a tight grip on it until they can sell it to a new L Corp that will one day rise as a wing. To a new L Corp, right? Yeah, okay. Never stop smoking. He do be every time smoker. That's what we said his size on these parts of Familia Laterano. Familia Laterano? Whoa! Double Arcanite's reference! Wow! Double! Familia Laterano and the Kurokomo clan are pulling back. Sitte Familia ain't getting pushed out though, which can only mean that the leading member syndicates still get to keep their guns. I think Sitte also comes up somewhere in Sirakusano. Turned my head when I heard that, right? Subsidiaries like us are the ones breaking backs, only for the Thumb to swoop in and take its ground. As for a hot-blooded boss, guess he just couldn't help asking why we gotta pull out empty-handed. The Night Owls, which the Highland is a member of, were one of the syndicates vying to claim their slice of the pie in the absence of the collapsed L Corp, all with the Thumb's permission, of course. However, they were forced to take their hands off the whole business simply at the whim of the capo de capi, the padrino of the Thumb. Perhaps he thought it too unfair. But the Night Owls couldn't hold his temper in check and asked the one question he should never dare to ask. What difference did he hope to make by second-guessing the padrino's intentions? Bit of careless talk and we're suddenly painted red for the purge. Hard to believe the same unease I felt back when we were the enforcers of the purge is happening for real. Anyone outside? Yes, Capitano? Send up the remaining crew to my office. And make sure to let them know that what I'm about to say. Don't leave out a single word. The child gathered up what was remaining of the crew at headquarters, but not the ones outside. He couldn't let the Thumb find out that the Night Owls had been forewarned. No sense in dying for the ones who are already doomed, he told himself. So real. Is everyone here? You all must have heard about what happened at the Thumb Summit. We all knew the boss had a habit of jumping the gun, but none of us even had an inkling. It turned out like this. Jumping the gun, the Thumb, haha, hee. Can't wrap my head around it. I think he had an audacity to question the Capo de Capi's intentions. Is it our turn to get purged now? For real. As everything we did to purge the other syndicates, how could it possibly turn on us? What? No way! How could this happen? Not the smartest one, are they? Was surprising to know that the rank and file started to blame their dead boss. How can you be our boss, Capitano? I was thinking about shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Candana was a young streak of his that helped us expand this far. Me, I like being out of the field, getting a little action. Boss might have been impatient as hell, but damn if he didn't know how to keep us in business. But now we gotta think of ways to stay alive. We can spit out the boss's grave later once we've saved our own necks. How we cut through L-Corp's nest and get to the other side of the back streets before the head Keat catches on. Fortunately enough, it was raining in District 12. Just like in Syracusano. Nest of L-Corp, shrouded in a thick blanket of fog following its collapse, was a perfect place to move without drawing eyes. Any thoughts of where to go from there? How about V-Corp? When some kind of monster tore through the nest and left it looking like a butch loose floor. The whole place is a real mess. Gee, I wonder what kind of monster. By now there should be somewhere we can stay holed up if we can get there. Not a bad idea. Question is, how do we even get there? L-Corp's nest and back streets have long turned into a hellhole where all kinds of pests come crawling in. Some subsidiaries like us R-Corp and even Legal Association all stringing the place up like vultures on a carcass. One more move and we'd be dead before we managed to get away. Say we lay low till sundown. We could use the night in the back streets as cover to get out. Wings make lamps, but don't forget that the nests are still out of reach for sweepers. Getting out of L-Corp's nest is one thing. Getting away from the waves of sweepers when we're dead on our feet is another. But there's really no way out. With everyone at their wits' end, a stifling silence fell upon the room. But the child remembered that they still had a way out. His instincts kept screaming that this might be jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. However, the fact was that the night owl simply had no other choice. Child's decision was already swaying toward the only exit available. And you go to the library. You managed to get an invitation? No, it was already on my desk when I heard what happened to the boss. As if we were being summoned there. That's how the library work. Also apparently how mafia work. Though the child's knowledge was by no means necessary for the collection of the one true book, I still hope that the library had a bookshelf to house the child's desperation for survival. Because that's why I'd had that invitation given to him. Oh. That's our Capitan's order. We follow. Hope the formalities were on the same boat. We don't have the time to mind the thumbs rules between us at this point. Speak up if you have any suggestions. We need all the ideas we can get if we want to increase the odds of our survival. Going to the library is way too risky. Word is, even grade 1 fixer officers are backing out of any contracts that have to do with the library. Imagine those money hounds actually eating penalty fees just to stay away. Not just the fixer officers, even the fingers are calling it a graveyard. They're index proselytes who went missing there not long ago. Index, huh? Dude. That's why these guys were fucked. We already had the best card in the game. The Singleton light card. Actually, I can't remember if you get those from the index proselytes. I don't think you do. I think you get it later. Of course, the index. Now, think about it, they went to the library too. If there's any truth to that rumor, we might be able to gather valuable intel on the index and library. Book of the index. That would be bargain enough for the thumb to overlook our boss's insolence. Sure about this? Not much time left before repairs to the last man. Does your think you're backing out? Now's the time. Gotta put my name on the invitation. It's been an honor, Capitano. Hope we meet again someday, Capitano. Hope you'll survive no matter what. Did he? I don't think he did. Some of the crew bowed deeply to the child and left the office. Trust in your judgment. Rumors always get blown up. Library, eh? Pretty confident we can bring it down. The majority, on the other hand, stayed and waited for the child to sign the invitation. Let's set off. I thought the rumors were exaggerated. Guess there's a reason they call it the library. Never imagined it'd be this massive. Greetings, dear guests. The finger snap! No way! May you find your book in this place. Dude, I can hear the Korean in my head. I can't actually pronounce it, but I can hear it. The exact rhythm. It ends chadasusuikire. That's how it ends. That's how the line ends. Figured nothing really phases you past a certain age. Think that a fixture in the Uniform Shi Association South section would show off Kurakuma's sword technique. Yeah, it's a little wacky out there. Is that our Corp's combat style this time? Call me surprised. With calm and calculated footwork, the child slid past the gleaming arc of an assistant librarian's orange blade. Sudden thrust attack immediately followed, but the child sidestepped it and pressed into his opponent's outstretched arms. No, my librarian, my nugget! A single opening to strike. However, the child's pointed peg leg, which sparked as it raked across the floor, was blocked before it could pierce through the opponent's neck. Are you alright, Capitano? Not in the slightest. Toby at least had some fighting chance when he took down that index proselyte wielding Leo Association's flames. How many of us are still standing? Half of our men are dead. These librarians, the brooms have got nothing on these monsters. Should we just call it quits and cut our losses? These bastards are no monsters. Humans just like us. Humans who are afraid of getting killed. Well, I guess they're still afraid of getting killed, but you know, so they'll get revived. They're cool, they're fine. They must have a gap or two we can exploit. For an instant, a surge of emotion cracked the child's mask of composure before he impaled the librarian, killing them. Perhaps it was the sight of their unflinching leader fighting that inspired them. Because the rest of the crew charged into battle once more, firm grip on the hilt of their stilettos, a testament to their renewed morale. Those freaks, how did they get so much power? Why did we have to take the fall? Was that a good gyal? Predictably though, whatever hope they managed to muster came to a rather grisly end. Every time the curtains closed, some of them would be squashed flat by a giant teddy bear, gnawed and torn apart by frenzied fairies, and roasted alive in giant pyres. They used egos. Well, actually not ego, it's just like, no, it was ego. It was still like ego cards or whatever. In the end, the last man left standing was the child. It's going smooth. It's going smooth. Too soon to be rejoicing, though. Too soon, huh? Yeah. Too soon to give up. Didn't come all this way just to snuff it. Like a damn dog. The outcome wouldn't change no matter how hard the child fought against the odds. But that shouldn't suggest that the child's struggles were meaningless. Because the emotion fueled by his determination must have become ample sustenance for the library. Now let the child press on. May his resolve never waver, even if the end draws near. Let us watch him together through the window. Oh yeah, was that in the Malkoth line? Yeah. Okay, that was one that I saw earlier today, I think. Actually, it was specifically, yeah, it is that it was Malkoth's battle line. I have fucking almost 600 Gregor shards? I do like how when you go to 55, you use exactly 69 ticket 4s. Except I do have so many of these. Oh yeah, because yeah. Was it? What did indeed? Oh, well, this Greg was it this Greg or is it Did he indeed? Did the guy in Ruina escape? Did they actually get out? Kill myself with acid cloud. Normal Noita things. No idea what's going on. He hasn't played the Ruin. Okay, Alan got booked. Okay, never mind. Well, but the Greg, our Alan Greg got out? How do we even know that? Is it in like one of the lines or something? Oh, I got it right. I got an ego. That's why. Let's look at here. I have nothing equipped here. What is this? This is Teth. Okay, so Lasso or Cavernous Whale. I mean, well, this is the Tremor team, so sure. I don't have Tremor Hongus, but anything other? Oh yeah, I had new stuff here. Right, Rose Spanner. Oh yeah, he was just ego. The fuck, apparently my Tremor team has no fucking egos equipped. Whatever. Okay, it's in the voice lines. Okay, yeah. Because yeah, obviously it wasn't obviously in that story, so I guess it's in the voice lines. Yeah. Okay, then the gambler time. Gambling woman. I did also see a post earlier today, which was Ponytail Ishmael's gotta be one of my favorite genders. The presence of observers in a gambling den does not guarantee that games played there will be completely fair and just. It's not even a moral obligation. Sometimes the rule itself may state that one may freely cheat as long as they manage to avoid the eyes of us observers, or that even if we were to recognize certain sleights of hand, as long as no one else on the table calls it out, we're not necessarily obligated to intervene. Now that's some gambling. The rules we were called today to observe were... 8 count. That's 8 points for me. Oh damn it, that beats mine by 2 points. 100 flowers swirl. We're called to observe games of Watu, an all-out war of flowers like its namesake. if you will. A battlefield wherein the blossoming chaos of sundry petals hides the poison-kissed weeds from plain sight. So while we overlook those who know their place and keep their underhanded tactics low-key... Snap. Dial! If a poisonous flower blooms too large and elaborate, drawing the ire of the other flowers, we cut it off by its roots. Observer, is there anything we can help you with? Behave yourself, so we'll play our tricks and we'll catch you. Remember? I'm sure I shared that rule with everyone before today's games began. Damn it, I knew it. That piece of shit's been cheating all night long. God damn, Gold Tier sure is on another level. Silver Tier games didn't have these keen-eyed observers to catch them cheaters. These casinos run on a membership system. The said membership system is a multi-tiered from silver to diamond. Of course, higher tiers provide additional benefits to the guests of J-Corp's gambling dens, but what matters more is that climbing the ladder grants access to seats in high-tier games. It's just gamba all the way. You're gambling so that you can gamble more. With higher tier memberships come higher stakes, higher rollers, and higher levels of security against the ever-present cheaters and tricksters in gambling dens. So the gamblers always dream of advancing their placement in the membership tier system. Silver tier games rarely ever hire us observers. We don't come cheap, of course, but the silver tier game's smaller scale doesn't really warrant the scrutiny anyway. Gold is where people like us start showing up. They're hired to observe these professional level games and catch participants with particularly sticky hands, like this one. Come on, man, I know I've been on a roll tonight, but cheating? Really? You're breaking my heart here. You better have ironclad evidence to hit the brakes. And you must be new here. Do you really think your silver tier attitude? Silver tier attitude. Dude, that's a good insult. I might try and use that in real life. I may even make it bronze tier attitude. Like for any loser, just say silver tier attitude. You think your silver tier attitude fly here? You think you're still at some dingy den where you can get off scot-free from scrutiny by being the loudest person in the room? Listen, I can't just sit here and watch you use wish power to blatantly flip one game after another in your favor, okay? Really? Wish power? You little... Seriously, man? You talk about this tattoo on my arm? This ain't anything special, it's just a tattoo of a centipede. What? Too wiki for you? It's a funny looking centipede you've got there. Poor thing's only got 10 legs. Seems hardly enough to crawl about, given its size. I knew it! It had more legs earlier. What are you suggesting? Oh boy, look at him go, spilling water all over his arm. Alright, take a good look at this. If it were a wish power tattoo sticker, scrubbing it like so would have erased it, yeah, but... Suppose that excuse has worked for you before in silver tier games. But anyone who's been in the game for long enough knows about procedures that actually tattoo wish powers to your skin. Yes, instead of just a sticker, it's not a temporary. Serves you right. That's what we get for disrespecting the observer's presence. What are you babbling on about, cheater? It's all cheaters. Let's see, where did I sense the strongest ripples? Thanks to him that I managed to snag that wish power user too. Ah, bingo. You placed a chip inside that Huadu card, didn't you? That way you can tell that what card it is even when it's face down. I'm sorry, I don't... Listen up, people. We're in J-Corp, the vision of both wish power and the singularity capable of locking anything safely. It's gone a bit cheaper to lock little things like cards nowadays, but... Storing chips inside cards, such an obvious cheat, man. I see this exact trick at least twice a week. No way, but... They said these locks are really impossible to open? You got some nerd thinking that a professional observer like myself wouldn't carry an F-Corp all-purpose unlocker fairy with me. Master key. Chose the starting gift master key, no way. Anyways, as per the rules stipulate, both of you are to give up your hands. Arms out, please. Oh, fuck. Wait. Oh, give up your hands. Right. Okay, not card hands. What? Did they mean hands? Music. These people are going to accept the consequences of their actions. When will you learn? When will you learn? Ishmael making Sonic fan references. Just admit they got caught cheating, lose their hands, big deal. Why make a mess and then writhing around with their entrails splayed across the floor? Nice try. Hey, bullet cost me a damn fortune. Stupid, tried to use a gun. Doesn't know. But I hope you weren't counting on beating us observers. Slice the runner from his right shoulder down to his left hip. As for the pipe gun toting fool, chop off his arms, then cut him horizontally by his abdomen. Oh neat, it's bright shape. Ironic, this is what they've been chasing all night, huh? Guess they found it. And then back to normal. We apologize for the disturbance, everyone. The trouble has been taken care of, so please return to your games. And they're lagging it. Oh well, so suppose I shouldn't expect gold tier gamblers to have the guts to return to their games after that. Yeah, I'd really like to observe a diamond tier game one day. Is diamond above gold, or like next one, or is there more between gold and diamond? That's quite impressive. What? How long has this guy been sitting here? Excuse me, were you playing a game as well? Why, yes. Everyone seemed to be using the J-Corp Singularity and its variations, which such abandon that thought it was simply the kind of game they were playing. 100 Flowers Swirl rule, was it? I decided to cool off and hide, given how it seemed to be getting a little too hot for my tastes. You hid? Well, I only stopped to see how gold tier games are played nowadays. See, very little has changed. So you're the representative of Jung's office, this? Still have more techniques to learn to recognize, but you've got good intuition. What really stood out to me is how you managed to clean up the mess afterwards. Did she clean it up, or did she just really kind of, you know, make the mess? Hey there, aren't you? Thank you. Very intriguing. Hold on, what are you... Sudden thought flashed through my head just as I was about to stop the silver gentleman from leaving. Should have been able to notice him despite the chaos, but I never picked up on his presence even when he stood right in front of me. There's no other explanation. It's gotta be... the veil? Is that perception locking tech exorbitantly expensive? If it was sauntering about with that tech like it's some overcoat, then it's gotta be in the diamond tier, or even blue diamond. Or they just have different colors of diamonds. Red diamond? Is there blood diamond tier? This is at once an opportunity and a warning. Opportunity in that I've unknowingly managed to give a positive impression to a high tier player, possibly expanding our clientele. And a warning in that if I couldn't pick up on those more techniques to learn to recognize, I'd never survive as an observer in the high rollers games. Oh well, that's something not even money can buy. No other way to put it. Because the biggest winner in today's games is me. Diamond, double diamond. Double black diamond. For the ski heads out there. And yeah, indeed, this didn't even go to the library. This ish was just like, no, I'm just following them gamblers. I didn't even go to the library. No need. I guess. Well, if we. So, what kind of egos would we want then, huh? Well, I mean, these are kind of they're the same color, so it doesn't matter for these two. Same color. I guess it's good, however, to have gloom. This is just better by default, isn't it? Even if it's not like a... Ah, never mind sinking! Never mind, I forgot this has a tiny bit of sinking. Oh, never mind, it's good! It's good! Sinking! She's also sinking, no way. Yeah, I just don't have any other ones for some reason. Shard Nightmare, if it's available. Christmas Nightmare. Is it available right now? Probably, isn't it? Is it? What even is it? What is Christmas Nightmare even from? Was it a seasonal? Because it was Bokkak? It might be... Is it actually last season seasonal? It is! It's last season seasonal, so I can't even... Literally can't get it yet. Damn. Also, I forgot you can now do this whole thing. I forgot I can do this now. You can just click all and you can see. I really, this is some, they should put this. They should put this where you, when you put all from here so that you see all this, also the stuff that you haven't obtained. They should also just let you go into the dispenser directly from here. Like, oh, I want this one. Let me just like click on this and go to the dispenser. Sinking and Tremor and Sloth for bright stacking? Oh, okay, yep. Okay, it is indeed. It's specifically as last season. I won't do these yet because I can wait for daily reset to then do them at reset. Did I do my daily? Okay, I did because I have 2 out of 3 thread done. Oh, I didn't buy any of this stuff. I guess I'll wait to get this first. The announcer, I guess. And then these two. I should get them just doing my... Yeah, I should get them just doing my normal MDs. There's 2 more MD resets for it. So I should get at least the announcer and something. Nice. 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 I actually wonder. I'm just wondering, where do I... What other teams are they like useful in? I guess, I mean, they can obviously work. You know, I guess she can work in a sinking team, kind of. He can work in a bleed. Obviously, both are tremor. In some sense. I don't have very many tremor units, so cool, fine. And then obviously bleed as sinking, I guess. I mean, mainly, I guess, just so that you know. Obviously, in bleed, you also... Well, actually, what is my bleed currently? Obviously, yeah, it's him. I'm actually wondering, when you have the other... I guess it could even be... It's not like Priest Greg is so good that, like... You could probably just even replace Priest Greg with him. So... Kid just has more damage than Priest, yeah. Captain might only sinking or generally strong? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, for okay, well, for Tremor, some people have Zweimile. I do not. So... For me, she fills a slot in Tremor as well. Since I do not have Zweimile. So they can both be in my Tremor, I just now actually have the slightly more full team of Tremor units. And then he can be in bleed. And yeah, it's a sinking buff, because obviously my sinking Ishmael has been fucking Butler Ishmael. Where is she? There. What was I looking at bleed, Ian? I mean, you can, well, yeah, you can just kind of choose whoever you want to use. Do you want to use the full Blood Fiends team, or just put in him? Bruce Gregor's fine. It's not like he's not like amazing. Obviously, well, I guess right now they at least have the thing where you can use them for their bonus whatever. Bonus Starlight shenanigans, which just isn't that important. Because otherwise you're just spamming like fucking charge teams for MD because of the currency bonuses. Wait, are the you know, they are right, they are still on. Are currency bonuses on still? Yeah, because this is still open, dum-dum. What is he talking about? For a second he lived in a world where the currency bonuses only lasted for 2 weeks instead of the full time. And yeah, we are getting closer to season end, aren't we? Can I put in Spice Push team? Well, that was just, look, that was just a sinking team. I just switch stuff out in here as things happen. According to what I'm trying to do, I just switch stuff out. It's that simple. Like, what am I even, what is he doing? Why is he here in a sinking team, as you can see? What is he doing here? What is she doing here in a sinking team? What is he doing here in a sinking team? You don't need to D9. Well, never mind, Xenesis already did it. We have a Cockcliff coming? Never mind. Well, I mean, apparently that's the data mine ID is Cockcliff. Next season in December, yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, obviously next... Well, right, yeah, does next season indeed start with fucking Kanto start, obviously. Not after Kanto, with Kanto. Cockcliff as in the same as Cockclair, so Rooster. Hey show. Oh yeah, R1 rerunning. He's gonna now lay eggs. As if I have hype even for like an R1 Bokak at the moment. Actually, we'll just see. Probably, just warning you right now, it is extremely likely that for pretty much anything limbus happening in December especially will probably just end up waiting for a bit. Because December's just December in general. There's like Christmas stuff as well, which takes time away. And then also there's gonna be the Enfield beta going on. And then I also still have some unavoidable. I am aiming before the start of December, I'm aiming to have most of the things I can get done by before December. But there's some unavoidable shit that I literally cannot do until like the 7th of December, maybe. Like, I literally cannot do any earlier than the 7th of December or something. Which is fucked up. Like, I can try and do as much as I can, but there's still some things that I quite just cannot start. Like, I don't actually have the stuff until like the second week of December or something. And also, yeah, it's just an awkward, like, even if there wasn't an Enfield beta going on, the Kanto release schedule might end up being just a bit of an awkward schedule with Christmas and New Year's and all that kind of stuff. So in that way, already a little bit scuffed for Limbus. So it's just very likely that we'll end up like, it might be that I only get to Kanto 9 like next year, hahaha. Like actually on January's side of things. Just because of the timings. That's fine. Then I can go at it more at like whatever pace, my own pace. Like they're gonna spill into January to, you know. Oh yeah. Also yeah. If it starts like mid-December, it's gonna spill into January anyway. Like it would have to start at the like very start of December to not spill into January anyway. So when they make Helliger into Twink, it's because it's a younger Helliger. It's not old Helliger because it's not Helliger directly. December said they want the Kanto out at December. Okay, never mind. Well, obviously they might have delay. Well, they want it out in December, but does that indeed mean out completely in December? Or I guess maybe they would want it out. Maybe they would want it to actually finish in December so that then, you know, like they get to chill the fuck out on New Year's. So actually that would be nice for them if they indeed could just, you know, chill on New Year's instead of trying to get a like Kanto Part 3 out. Delay so we could get a Rosho intervallo. I mean, they might just be like a somewhat longer Kanto or something because we don't have an intervallo. Like, yeah, the reason the intervallos exist is so that we have like a lead up into the Kanto. But if they just include that in the Kanto itself, just for release schedule reasons, if we essentially get the functionality of what an intervallo does, but it's just in the Kanto directly, I think it's quite fine. Want to finish it, but we know that the only consistent thing with PM is inconsistency. Yeah, it's more, that's the thing. I hope for their sake that they do actually get to finish it before the new year so that they can take New Year, like, chill. For their sake, I hope they get to do it. Because indeed, for me, it ends up probably not mattering, as I probably won't be able to get to it on December anyway. Your character development after 10,000 years. It is true. I mean, there was some in obviously Kanto 8, a little bit. But when that wasn't really development, that was like teasing, you know? But yeah, like I feel, I don't know, I feel like I see a lot of people being like, man, what the fuck, where's our intervallo? It's fucking Jover, we don't have the intervallo for Ryoshu. but I think it's maybe missing the point of an intervallo in a way, because you can essentially include the reason an intervallo exists. You can also just include that into the canto itself if they want to, and it might have just been a scheduling thing, just to it was like better to just put all of it into the canto directly. Oh, you're on Nocturnal Suite. Ah, right, you're not in Canto 8 yet. I forgot, Baki. I forgot. You're right before Canto 8. Well, yeah, I mean, it's obvious that Ryoshi would get some teasing in Canto 8, because that's how it always works. Whoever's turn it is next always gets teasing in the previous one. Complete pivot, but what if we artificially aged Hello Girl like cheese or paper, so I can have my old man? We might have to. I'm sure there's some kind of weird originium fuckery we can do to make him old again. Just give him, you know, like back problems and knee problems. He's like, damn, I get to be like kind of reborn in my prime, feeling good. And then we're like, okay, but we really like it when you're old and like crippled. So like, could you go back? And facial. It is true, the beard is a loss. The beard is a loss. And something that we have not had, I do wish we'll eventually see more in Enfield, is just, you know, characters who are, and like specifically playable characters who are essentially on the older end and have like facial hair and stuff. I'm wondering if they're having like some, like where they're finding it difficult to make like a model or something look good with stuff like facial hair, because like none of the playable higher quality models have like facial hair at all. Everyone looks fairly young. Everyone's like their 20s. We don't have anyone who looks significantly older in like the sort of important characters, other than the ones that look like, you know, just straight up animals, you know, like Owlman. Andre is obviously like an old man, but he's an owl. He's a literal bird. Yeah, I think it might be a situation of 3D anime style 3D is a tricky stylistic choice for certain things. Oh yeah, she's a yes. Yes, no, Xenis, it's a weird one. Earlier today, I just pointed out that the Last Ride is just a travesty in so many different ways. There's also like an ad going around of her where you can actually hear her EN voice line. It's not great, but it might also be like a not a final line or something. She sounds different in the like one line we hear in the trailer of her, but it's not great. She's just to me she's just a travesty in so many ways. It's unfortunate. I will be giving harsh feedback. But yep, we'll see. I'm the main thing, dude, I'm just excited. Every now and then when I get a moment of respite, I imagine, I'm like, dude, I'm like daydreaming and imagining of the period of time in like a couple of weeks when I'm just getting to play Enfield again. It's like, holy moly. I'm getting to experience it again and interact with it. No way. Clear old Kathy style. And yeah, they finished the 4-star introductions now on the YouTube shorts and Twitter posts. So next is probably 5 stars. Probably. Anyway, that was a very, I feel like my roles were neither super lucky nor super bad. They were kind of, in a way, very boring roles. Because it's like a couple announcer dupes, very normal. I got one of the new Walpies and then had to spark one of them. That's like the most average Walpie experience you can have. Ever. A fair few golds, I guess, which was nice. However, so. There's a Last Ride dressing as a manga character. Yeah, Last Ride's a funny one. Honestly, look, just also the thing is, right? She would also just if they had to change one thing, if they're gonna keep everything else about her, other than maybe like adjust the voice acting or whatever, but could they not make the white parts in her 3D model essentially almost completely see-through? They're translucent. They're not translucent in her splash art, but they are translucent in the 3D model for no reason? That part especially, she would already in 3D model look better if they didn't have this weird translucency going on. I know the reason, but that's the thing, is like, it's not even necessary. She has other parts already that are like very sexy. You don't need the weird translucent boob situation. She already she has completely open like hips, showing that she's apparently not wearing any kind of underwear. And all this other stuff. And like completely open sides and armpits and everything. It's like, she doesn't need the weird translucent boobs, especially when they're not translucent in her splash art. It's just strange. It's just weird. She's Nagzera, why she's sexy in the first place. Okay, but she's not the first sexy Nagzera, okay? We do actually have multiple of them. The sexy Nagzeras have already existed in Arknights itself. For some reason, they are all women. I mean, depending on, your opinion on, you could see Nez Salem as sexy, depending on your tastes. But Last Ride is like extra sexy in their Nagzera. Show him all the sexy female Nagzera. I'll show at least one of them. They are outliers. But no, that is the thing. All of the sexy Nagzeras we have seen in Arknights are indeed outliers. They are specifically outliers. There's a reason why they, don't look, like this is a Nagzera. This is also the same, race as Last Rite. Still has way more fucking clothes on, but she is a hot mommy. And then we have, well, she's less, I mean, she's sexy in a way, but like not quite in the same way that we usually think of. And actually, like, that's the thing. Also, there's something I wanted to mention. She does actually, like, you can see that for her, you can see that, like, she's starting to, develop the prototypical Nagzera look. She has the bandages, she has a bunch of scars, and so on. Because she's actually, like, living like a prototypical Nagzera at the time of happenings. So she's starting to develop the look as well. But then some of the others don't. Also, indeed, I learned this. Wait, what's her fucking name? Fidia. Not Fidia, no. Filet. Sorry, wrong one. She's a Nagzera, by the way. Apparently, she's also a Nagzera. But she also is, that's the thing, she doesn't live like one. She doesn't live like one, so it's not technically confirmed. It's just that, like, pretty much her files just talk about stuff where it's like, oh, they're talking about like Nagzera arts and stuff and how she refuses to use them. And she has necrosis damage. But they talk about like her using like arts of decay and so on and all this stuff. And she's a Sarkis, obviously. So it's like there's not really another Sarkis race where it would fit. So most likely she is a Nagzera. Oh yeah, does she have like a tail or something? Oh yeah, she just have well, is that a Nagzera tail? What does Nagzera tail even look like? It's very wispy. Dragged my Fred into night. Yeah, what do the tails look like? We can't even see her tail. Can we see Kalaisa's tail? They barely have a tail. And yeah, exactly. Like, it's just the reason that they look like this is because they look like this because they don't use the Nagzera arts in the same way. I mean, Nadine is slowly, getting closer and closer to it, but because, well, like I said, Nadine is slowly, you know, going in that direction, which I think is really cool. We kind of have like a midway point for like a younger Nagzera who like hasn't been using the arts for a long time. Philae is specifically has never even been to Kazdal and refuses to use any of the arts. And she is expressly looking for ways for the Nagzera to exist without using the whole cannibalism and decay stuff. So, you know, also makes sense why she looks like a hot mama instead of a zombie. And also, like I pointed out somewhere in the Discord as well, technically, with like the, you know, usually what we think of Nagzeras, they're so covered in their like armor and whatnot that technically some of them could be hot mamas underneath there. We just don't really see them. Like we think like, oh, all the male Nagzeras look like this, and then the woman Nagzeras for some reason are hot mamas without bandages. But no, some of them could just be women. We just don't know because we don't have voice acting for them. It's not like we can listen to their voices. We just see, you know, a thing covered in bandages and big armor. Which I did realize at some point, like, oh, I guess, yeah, true. Surprising thing, if you stop doing self-destructive drug cannibalism, you stop looking like shit. It's a crazy idea, I know. Or if you just never do it in the first place, you know? But yeah. But I mean, but even with these considerations, Last Rite still has some issues, okay? So, okay, we know a Nagzer can be a hot lady. She still has some other issues in her design. You know, there's still some other issues. And then, you know, subjective issues of just like, I just don't care like for her character type at all, but that's a subjective thing. And I'm like, okay, what? I mean, that's separate. I try to focus on the parts that are more like, what the fuck is this? Like, what am I looking at? This just looks bad. So that's separate. But yeppers. So tomorrow the idea is... Yeah, the clothing design is just disastrous. So tomorrow the idea is, in theory, on paper, we'll be doing like vector breakthrough or something. At some point, I'm not sure exactly when I'll start, but probably normal-ish Saturday time. On paper, we're doing vector breakthrough. We'll see how much brain juice I have for vector breakthrough. I might end up getting distracted and just like yapping as well a lot. So we'll see. But we will see tomorrow. And then obviously next week, who fucking knows what happens next week? Oh, except obviously next week, the Phantom event should be starting. So I guess I might try and read next weekend, in theory. But I'll have to judge that on like Thursday once I know my progress on stuff. I did see Super's latest tweet about Last Rite. Look, he's shit posting, okay? I take like 2% of things Super says seriously. But yeah, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, thank you for chatting, thank you for lurking. We'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye. Goodbye.